TYT is partnering with participant media to help solve the climate crisis. Wouldn't that be great? Now look, you got to check out our series, 10 Days of Action, to learn more about what you can do to make a difference. And go see an inconvenient sequel, Truth to Power, in theaters in New York and LA on July 28th and nationwide August 4th.
Employers in the United States are now exploring the option of microchipping their employees. If you don't believe me, take 3 Square Market, a Wisconsin company, for an example. Apparently, one of the executives at that company went to a Biohax convention or some sort of event in Sweden where the company that makes these microchips is essentially trying to appeal to employers. So what would the microchip do? Well, apparently, it would allow employees to have access to the office building, so they wouldn't have to have a key. It would allow them access to their computer. That way, they don't have to remember passwords, and it would make life a little easier, a little more convenient. But of course, there are some privacy concerns involved as well. On August 1st, 3 Square Market will throw what they're calling a chip party, where employees can insert the $300 microchips provided free from management. About 50 to 85 employees are expected to accept the company's present. So again, this microchip is implanted in your finger, essentially. Crazy.
Yeah, beware of managers bearing gifts. So, hey, it's $300, but I'm gonna give it to you for free. Are you gonna use it to track me? No, of course not. Now look, in all fairness, I think that the person in this case in Wisconsin, the manager here, genuinely got excited. I think they do care about the technology. I think they do like the idea that it's gonna be easier to access your computer, etc. From my reading of the story, I don't see any bad intent.
Yeah, my sense and my read of this particular company is not that there's any malicious intent, but that they want to be on the cutting edge of technology. And so it's exciting, and I understand that it is exciting, right? You want to be first, but there are some ramifications to that.
Yeah, and they did cutesy things. It's not just a chips party, they had chips and salsa, get it? Get it? Yeah, I got it. So here's my overall thing to you though, don't do it. Because it starts as, oh, you'll be able to turn on your computer with your hand. And you think they can't track where you're moving? If there's a chip inside you, of course they can. Now, why would your employer want to do that? Probably they wouldn't, but then there's 100 different things. Wait, I saw on your lunch break, it was an hour and a half from your chip. You were still at Applebee's for an hour and a half.
Right.
Oops. Well, you told me that you were exercising because of the healthcare benefits that the company's giving you extra for exercising, but I see the chip hasn't moved at all. And like maybe this manager isn't gonna do it, but the next manager will.
Yeah, here's the thing. I have no problem turning on my computer with my fingers. I have no problem memorizing my passwords. I have no problem using a key or pretty much anything that I need to use other than a microchip to open a door to my office. But I feel like we get so excited about technology that we don't think enough about how invasive it could be, privacy concerns. And yeah, I have no fear of you tracking me or micromanaging me in that way. But even so, if you approached me with the microchip idea, I'd be like, no, I don't want to be microchipped. We already have enough technology constantly tracking everything we're doing. I don't need to add to that list.
Having a chip inside your body.
I think it's weird.
So terrible idea that you should have 2 words, hell no. So I'm gonna give you more examples of what can go wrong here. But first I'd like to note how funny what Anna said was. Like, could you imagine if you could turn on your computer with your hand? I can, I press the on button. Right? Yeah. It's your hand either way. It's not that much harder to press the button. Anyway, so the Washington Post notes, trackable data is hackable data. So yes, maybe your manager had perfectly good intentions, but somebody can hack into that data.
Right.
And then whether it's your manager or someone who hacked into it, what if your chip went to the wrong place? What if it went to a strip club? What if it went anywhere?
And not only that, I mean, keep in mind that one of the potential benefits and also one of the potential downsides is that this chip could also include, payment data. So you could use the chip to pay for things that you want to buy as long as the retailers have the technology to correspond with it. And so I don't really want a chip to have that data, right? I don't need that. And already there are issues with having all of that data on your phone, right? But I feel like having it on a microchip is just an extra layer of potential security risks.
Yeah, and they say, oh, wouldn't it be cool? You could pay at the grocery store with your hand. It doesn't take that much time to take out my credit card or my debit card or whatever.
Yeah.
And they say, well, your phone can track you too. That's true. That's why I'm a little troubled by it.
And you can turn off the GPS tracking, or if you're gonna go somewhere shady, you could just leave your phone.
You can leave your phone, you can throw your phone in the garbage. You can't throw yourself in the garbage.
Right.
So this is science fiction. It has become reality. And even if you think they mean well, and it seems like, hey, I'm getting $300 for free, and I get salsa with it, and I like salsa, don't do it. Don't put that chip inside you. It's a terrible idea. Help us build independent media. Become a member of the Young Turks. TYTnetwork.com/join.